And I've seen that there's a signed agreement, so that the quote led to a signed agreement.
Yes, it did, and that kicked in a requirement for them to pay the deposit, but they didn't pay it immediately, and I had to hassle them for it, which should have put me on notice, I suppose, that they were going to be difficult payers, but didn't.
How much did you have to hassle them for the?
Well, I had to phone them up and talk to her and say, look, the deposit is now due. We can't proceed unless you pay the deposit. And she promised to pay it, and then 2 days later, to be fair, it was paid. So.
When was payment due? I notice it says in the contract that payment's due when the printer is installed.
Exactly, yeah. Call me old-fashioned, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you can come away with a cheque or cash, even better. Then it's an achievement. But so normally the boys will say to the client, right, we finished, sorted, it's working, functioning. We'll come back and test it again. But then,
as far as you're aware, did they request payment at that point?
I've asked them, and they say they ask the client for the cheque. But I mean, they're installers, they're not debt collectors. So
did they say anything about why payment hadn't been made?